This video is how to use Binance Loans. Binance Loans is a way for us to borrow against crypto collateral that we have on their platform. So I'll show you exactly how to do that, some of the interest rates, how to borrow, how to repay, timestamps for all of that will be down in the description. But the main thing to know about Binance Loans is that they use something called over-collateralization. That just simply means that we have to put more of our crypto on the platform than they're going to let us borrow. So if you want to put $1,000 of Bitcoin on the platform, you can only borrow about 80% of that, so about $800. The reason being, crypto is very volatile. They need a buffer of 20%, because if your collateral falls in value, they will pay off the loan by selling the collateral to pay off the crypto that you've actually borrowed. So this is over-collateralized lending, meaning they'll never give you more than the value of your assets on the platform. And if the assets fall in value, then you will be liquidated, which is them selling that to pay off the loan. So that's how it works, and we'll go through how to borrow now. Here's the important details you'll need to know before taking out any loans on Binance Loans. So the first one is loanable coin. This is what we want to borrow. So what I'm going to do is go down to USDT, click this. So I'm going to be borrowing USDT, and my collateral, I can have that as any of the supported assets, BNB coin, Bitcoin, ETH, many other of the major assets you can use. But as we come down here, you'll see this initial LTV. This is loan to value of the collateral that we have, 78%. That means that they will let us borrow 78% of the value of our collateral, and the extra 22% is there as a buffer. So we can only borrow 78%. Liquidation loan to value is 91%. That means if we've borrowed 78% of our collateral value and our collateral falls in value, then our loan to value goes up, because our loan is the same. We're borrowing dollars. That doesn't change, but the collateral moves in price. If our collateral goes down in value so that our loan to value is 91%, they will liquidate our position. What does that mean? It just means that they start selling out our collateral to pay off the loan. And that obviously reduces the loan to value again, because we're paying off the loan. So we don't want to get liquidated, but if you do, it's not a big deal. You just essentially sell the crypto, pay back the loan, and there is a liquidation penalty of around 2%. So you'll be paying that extra as well. So we don't want to get into that way of things, but that will happen. And then loan to value after borrow. If we've gone ahead with a borrow, it'll actually show us exactly what our loan to value is. So they're the important details. The other thing we need to know is what type of interest rate we're paying, flexible rate or stable rate. So a flexible rate is, as it suggests, flexible. Every single day, or maybe throughout the day, the interest rate will change, but we can take a flexible loan. So for right now, if I want to borrow USDT, I'm paying 6.78 interest. But if you want to borrow these assets, it's lower, but this can change. It's dependent on supply and demand over time, but it's a flexible rate with a flexible loan term. If you want to get a fixed interest rate right here, you can see that you can do that. With a fixed interest rate, you also have to fix the period, because no one's going to give you a fixed interest rate forever. So if you want to fix the interest rate, you can do, and you will do that for a certain amount of time, 7 days or 30 days. So it's up to you which one you want. These are fixed interest rates for that time. And this is a flexible interest rate, which can be a lot better. It can be a lot worse, depending on supply and demand. You can also check all of the specific details for any asset by clicking it, and then you go through to the loans page for that. So if we click USDT, that takes us over to the loanable assets page. You can see all of the details, right? So the flexible rates here, and then any stable rates on the right-hand side. If you go to flexible rate history, you can see what's happening for the asset, the interest rate over time. So the interest rate's actually coming down to borrow US dollars. You can see that right here on the right-hand side. Each daily rate actually changes. And if you go to collateral assets, you can see them all lined up here, how much you can borrow against them. Margin call, that is, like I said, if the asset price falls, your loan to value goes up. If the loan to value is 85%, they essentially will send you an email or a push message saying, hey, do you want to put some more collateral on the platform, or do you want to pay off your loan because it's getting a bit close? And like I said, 91% for most assets, that's when you get liquidated without your choice, if that's going to happen. So you can see those details. Another thing to be aware of before borrowing anything is that the collateral that you're using to borrow against, that's actually put into simple earn. Now, simple earn assets will be earning some sort of interest rate. And so the asset goes into simple earn, it earns interest, and that's taken off of the interest rate that we're paying on our borrow. So if you want to borrow Bitcoin and I'm putting US dollar tether as collateral into simple earn, that's actually earning a decent interest rate, which is making the interest rate, the net interest rate that we're paying, positive in this case. So we're actually getting paid to use Tether as collateral to borrow Bitcoin. Now, all of these rates are flexible, so that can go positive and negative, but you can see that there is an interest rate coming off that. If I want to go ahead and change the collateral, so I'm going to use BNB, you'll see that the interest rate now is reduced, but it's still positive because BNB isn't getting a lot of interest in Simple Earn. Let's go ahead and borrow against our crypto collateral then. So I'm going to just have a flexible rate. That means a flexible interest rate over a flexible term. If you want these stable rates, then you do lock up that interest rate for that amount of time. But then after that time, it will reset to different rates. And so you have to make sure that you're aware of that. So I'm going to borrow $100 against some BNB. Now you can see that it takes this amount from my Earn wallet. So I've got that in there. You'll want to put some assets into your Earn wallet for that because that's where they use it. If you don't have any, then it will just say, well, as long as you've got this asset in your spot account, they'll just move that from your spot account into the Earn wallet. That's because it's collateral and it has to be there in case your loan has to get liquidated, of course. So from here, you can see the annualized interest rate and the amount that we're tying up. So that's fine. We're going to start borrowing. Press that and we actually go ahead and borrow that. Simple. So we borrowed $100. The collateral amount is right there in BNB. We'll press OK. You can see all of your active loan positions and also adjust the parameters of it as well. So if you go to active loan here, it will show you exactly what you've got. So we've got that $100 in USDT that we've borrowed, loan to value 78%. Now, I've got more BNB than this, so I can adjust this if I want as well. You can see the collateral amount is right here. This is how much collateral we're actually using. So 0.22 BNB, margin call 85, liquidation at 91. That's no problem. We've got the annualized interest rate right here. So what I want to do is adjust the loan to value. And what I want to do is actually add more collateral. So let's put more collateral onto the system. And that's going to reduce our loan to value, as you can see here, down a lot. So we're going to add that collateral. And that's added in. You can see my loan to value now 41%. So we've added collateral in. That means we don't have to pay off the loan. We can just keep it as is. And if there's any liquidations or whatever, we've actually just decreased the loan to value by increasing the amount of collateral that we have on the system. Now from here, if you're happy to go ahead and repay, you do have to repay the debt in the asset that you've taken out. So that means that I've got 100 of USDT here. And you can see this tiny bit of interest that's racking up. You're going to need that in your spot account. If you don't have it, go and sell some of the other coin and just make sure you've got this amount left. So we're going to repay. From here, we're going to repay the max amount. And you can see we need that $100 plus the accrued interest. And the remaining debt is 0, confirm repayment. And that's repaid. If you haven't got a Binance account yet, check the link down below. For new users, you might be able to get some bonuses. And some other exchanges that I use will be linked down there as well. I'm James, this is Money's EG. Cheers for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.